gentlemen, welcome to the House of Commons. My name, you guys know, is Pascal Atuma, and to my left,
Suraya Issa.
BD Val.
Ola George.
House of Commons.
House of Commons.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Let's get this. Always fun when we're here.
Are we recording? People should test this thing.
Yes, we are recording. Yes, we are recording.
We're supposed to take a sip with us.
Yes, we are recording, Pascal.
Alright. I know you guys are waiting for me to announce the topic, right?
As usual.
Like we said before, every topic we're doing now, we're picking from what the viewers sent to us. So they sent us a lot of stuff, but this one we're going to do today is a little bit sensitive, very, very sensitive. And we're taking it from Gladys. Gladys in Dallas, Texas. Gladys from Dallas, Texas wants us to talk about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, the African-American icon, who, if I can say it in the English that I know, just went from grace to grass. Yes. But yes, I don't want it to come from my mouth. I'm gonna, Ola, please use your English. You know I'm African, I have my accent. I have my accent. Use your English and read this so that viewers can understand clearly. So Gladys from Dallas, Texas, this is your topic and that's what we'll talk about. Thanks for watching us. Alright, Ola, read that so that
Iconic entertainer Bill Cosby was convicted on 3 counts of sexual assault Thursday, a decision that punctures one of the most thundering falls from grace in American cultural history. The courtroom rocked with emotion as the jury, 4-person, a slender woman with long graying hair and glasses, with those 3 words, guilty, guilty, guilty. For assaulting Andrea Constant, the only woman among dozens of accusers to bring criminal charges against the disgraced comedian. 2 women who have accused Cosby of sexual assault but did not testify at the trial burst out in loud sobs from their seats in one of the back rows of the crammed and tense-filled courtroom. They were escorted from the courtroom by security officials, but their tears of joy, sadness, and exhaustion after a frustrating year-long struggle still filtered into the courtroom through the closed wooden doors. Once one of the nation's most admired men, a pioneering African-American actor beloved for his role as Dr. Cliff Huxtable on the 1980s mega hit The Cosby Show, Cosby was recast in a suburban Philadelphia courtroom as a merciless predator and sexual deviant in the first celebrity trial of the Me Too era of awareness among
the hashtag Me Too, right?
The hashtag Me Too era of celebrity awareness about sexual assault and harassment. A 7-man, 5-woman jury took less than 2 days to convict Cosby of the drugging and sexual assaulting of Constant, a Temple University women's basketball operations director, more than 3 decades
ago. All right.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll stop it like this. Now, I'm gonna put this on quote. That's a quote. I'm quoting now.
Yes.
Gladys from Dallas, Texas said, quote, Pascal, can you people ask your viewers, is Bill Cosby guilty or not? That was the question she said. Then second question she said, Bill Cosby, is he facing what he's facing today because he's black? That's number 2 question. Gladys, that's your number 2 question. The number 3 question that he asked is this. Did he really mess with this women, or is this all about money?
3 very important.
Who wants to go first?
3 very important questions.
Val, you go first.
Bill Cosby, guilty or not guilty? I mean, it's a gray area for me. I mean, as a black man, as a black person, it's a really gray area for me because I view Bill Cosby, like you guys say, as an icon. I can't really tell if he's guilty or not guilty because this is just based on anecdotal confession or experience that they say. So it's a me say, she say, especially with the Andrea Constant lady. She said Bill Cosby drugged her and put drugs in a drink and a wine, and and this happened. I think, if I believe, January 2004 or whatever.
3 decades ago, right?
No. This is about her background.
This happened in 2004. This particular experience that he's convicted. It's like 14 years ago. Bill Cosby is 80 years old now. So 2004, Bill Cosby must have been 66 years old.
Correct.
And Andrea, this woman, Constant, is like 31 years old. Dan. So how can, I don't know. I'm trying to put it to understand. I don't really get it. How can a 31 years old woman, a grown woman, right, be drugged by a 66-year-old man? At that age, Bill Cosby is considered, well, technically he's an elderly man. There's a possibility there that he can do it. But I don't know if this really adds up. So for me to say he's guilty or not guilty, I mean, I can't really say. Is it possible that Bill Cosby did it? On one hand, yes. Possible that he did not do it, or he did it. And another thing about this, that the evidence against Bill Cosby is that he already, there's a settlement again to this woman, Andrea Constant, about $3.32 million.
To this particular woman. When was this settlement done?
I'm not sure exactly when, but this woman was already paid, right? And then she accepted that money, and then she's back for criminal charges. Like, so how can you accept the money? How can you accept such amount of settlement from Bill Cosby, and then you take him back to court to being convicted, like, so that he can be convicted for sexually assaulting you? So I mean, things don't really add up. I mean, is it possible that Bill Cosby is being thrown under the bus because of his complexion? Yes. Or is this just being done because she's demanding, Constant is demanding for more money, and Bill Cosby is saying, hey, screw that, I'm not giving you more money, and just take me to court. It is what it is. I mean, it's a gray area. It's a very sensitive topic. I'm going to let the other panels.
Judges. He paid this woman $3.4 million in 2006.
2006. So he already paid her that some amount of money. So it's a civil justice. Like, it's a settlement. And I mean, I'll let you guys go.
I'm going to jump in here.
Okay, I'll let you guys go.
I find it strange because typically, and I don't know all the history behind the civil case, but in regards to that case, typically when, unfortunately, if somebody gets into a situation and people are settling out of court or settling somewhat and decide to, pay, then usually there's like a non-disclosure agreement that gets signed, and then usually that person can never come again to come after them criminally or in a civil manner, or to get more money, or to blackmail them and things like that. So I would have to learn a little bit more on that to comment a little bit more, but I find it a little odd based on just the general typical way that there's a non-disclosure signed after. But to me, this type of topic, it's a loaded. This is, most of the things we talk here on the House of Commons is loaded topics. But this is really loaded because it kind of hits home. The reason it hits home is because we all grew up and loved Bill Cosby. For every child when we were younger, on a Thursday at 8 o'clock, you'll be running home to go watch that show. You know what I mean? And you're not just you by yourself, your entire family, mom, dad, brother, sister, aunts, uncles, all sat down and called each other after the show to talk about it, or talk about it at school the next day. And it was one of the first times, yes, there was other characters that did display the black family in a positive light, but it was one of the first times that there was both a mother and a father, both mother a lawyer, father a doctor, very successful, with amazing successful children, and just the general things that families on a day-to-day. And one of the things that kind of pulled us all into it is because sometimes the typical parental structure on TV shows back then, when a child would be disciplined, the child always wins at the end. But on the Cosby Show, the parents parents always won. Like, no, you're wrong. You know, it was more, it resembled our household. It was real. It was real. Yeah. Whereas before, usually like, if a child yells and screams, even on TV now, you see the parent going into the child's room apologizing to the child. The Cosby Show, no parents coming to apologize to you. They're going to tell you, like, Theo, if you thought you had that Monopoly money, you're a fool. You know what I mean? So it was...
They kept it real.
They kept it real. It was one of the first shows that ever kept it real. So just touching on that, that's why it kind of hits home from the history side of things, that we all kind of grew up with it and respected him and loved him and things like that. Does it go away because of this? No. The reason I say that is because... Did he do this? It's possible because a court of law convicted him. So if a court of law convicted him in the American, you know, the civil system or the criminal system, then he's guilty. They can go back and appeal this. They can go back and appeal it and all these different things, and that's on the legal side of it. But just on the human nature side of it, just on how we as the people out here feel about this, it's that, could he have done this? Possible, highly possible, because there's so many different people saying that he did it. But is it possible he didn't do it? Absolutely yes. Because sometimes there are, you know, this could be a situation where he actually did do it, he got convicted, now they're gonna, you know, up to 30 years, they said, for every count. So there's 3 counts. He can get 10 years for each count. So he can be convicted, an 80-year-old man, for up to 30 years. But they'll see how that goes. Yeah. So, but the key with all of this is that, is it possible that one of these females, when he said, she said situations happen, many things could be happening. 1, he could have done it. 2, maybe he misread. Maybe she wanted to do it at first, and then later on in the night didn't want to do it anymore, and she backed out of it. Again, that's still, rape is rape. You know, sexual assault is still sexual assault. Or 2 or 3, where somebody wants money. This could be a money grab. You know, oh, let's see what money we can get. I got, you know, I was there in a room with him. I did, you know, have a meeting with him. Let me get some money. And then 4, on top of this, this could be, you know, I'm not saying this is a part of the Me Too movement, but I think this movement did have an effect on the way this trial went. Yeah. Because now everybody in the US, Canada, and the world is talking about this Me Too stuff. Is the Me Too stuff real? Absolutely, yes.
And the Me Too stuff started with
Harvey Weinstein?
Right, and so that was a huge trigger point with the Harvey Weinstein trial, the situation, not the trial, but the accusations that came out. I think this is actually the tip of the iceberg with this whole Harvey Weinstein thing. I think this triggered it. Do I feel like there's that Hollywood couch that's out there that unfortunately people usually have to sleep with the producer or the director? Yes. Do I think that these things actually happen? Yes. Do I think that more of this actually has happened that has not disclosed? Yeah. Even more so. I say if there's 20% of people saying it right now, there's really 80% of people who really didn't come out. But I think some of the people that will probably never come out are ones that are huge stars right now. They've already had their career. They've already went through, unfortunately, the abuse, the assault, sometimes repeatedly, you know, depending on every movie they went to. But now maybe they've chosen not to reveal it. And sometimes it's not just females. It's a male, it's a thing that happens to men as well, which they brought the Kevin Spacey situation where he came out that he actually, you know, is, you know, he's gay, and unfortunately he's you know, slept with these men, you know, forced himself upon these young boys, you know, most of the time. And we all know that in Hollywood it's come out, and for years one of those actors in Hollywood was saying that these older men were raping them and molesting them. Bollywood, it's globally, and it's just anybody who has a position of power to lord it over somebody else to get a job in Hollywood or in the regular day-to-day world. So just coming back to the actual topic that we're talking about today, is it possible that it's a 50-50 for me at this point in time? The Me Too movement, it's good that women are finding strength to say, you know, I have a voice, if they didn't feel they had a voice before. But I just hope that every single person that is saying that a Me Too, that they're actually in fact a Me Too. Do you understand? Because we're living in a society right now that's so social focused. And you know, and it's hard to say that because usually people that are victims don't say they're victims. People who don't want to just say they're raped. It's such a sensitive, dirty word, dirty topic, a dirty feeling. So absolutely any woman that comes or a man that comes and says they've been, that my first gut is believe them. And then now everything else will come after that. But with regards to Bill Cosby, could this be that they try to pin this on him? Possible, because why is this? He's the only one that's been convicted. The first time he didn't, he was innocent. The second time now convicted. But what about all these other people that have been accused? Why hasn't part yet. Are all these other men and women settling out of court? Will they be civil cases?
Okay.
That's a good question.
Okay, all right, good.
That's a good
Suraya,
question.
how do you feel about this? You think guilty or not guilty? Is this about money, or is it because he's black?
There is a high chance that he's guilty. There is a chance that he's not. And there is a chance that he's being charged because of his color. And there is a chance that that's not the case. He's a powerful role. He's a powerful guy. Cosby has been in the face of the media for a very long time. So many generations have known Cosby Show, have known him. He's, you know, you grow up, you hear the name Cosby, everyone knew him. And the reason I'm saying that there is a chance that he probably did it is the fact that maybe some of the victims just feel like no one is going to believe them. Who's going to believe you that Bill Cosby, this powerful man, and he's been in the eye for a very long time, probably for over 40 years. And all back then, no one is coming up. It's only just now, probably in 2018, he's being convicted for the first time. So, and this lady being paid, taking 3-point-something million from Bill Cosby.
2006.
And then 2006, and coming back again to actually have him charged. It's quite questionable. Now, going back to his color, we cannot really play the color card, you know, to sugarcoat. That is if he's actually guilty. Right. There are a lot of perverts out there, whether they're black, white, green, yellow, that will take advantage of the less fortunate. The directors, for example, in movie industry, you have CEO in big companies. Some people, if they want to, you know, go up in the ladder, even in regular jobs, there are women that will play a game so that they get, you know, higher positions. So those things are there. But also there are those that do it because they want to get somewhere, and then there are those that are being taken advantage of. And obviously some of the people that are accusing Bill Cosby, saying that, you know, trying to take him to court and whatnot, they are probably telling the truth. And maybe there are certain elements of untruthness on one or two of these women. Because why is it now that all these years no one is coming up? And why is this that just now during the Me Too movement that Bill Cosby for the first time is getting charged? And just as you said, some of these women probably they're already powerful. But we have other powerful women that came up, someone like Oprah Winfrey. He faced rape at a very young age. But
who was raped?
Oprah
she was raped?
Yeah,
okay.
But not by Bill Cosby, of course.
Okay.
That was a family matter.
Yeah,
she still came up and spoken about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like sometimes if some of these women actually went through these situations, it's good to come up and speak about it rather than let it lie, because few decades later, if these stories are coming up, now people like us are questioning it. Why didn't you guys speak up? Why didn't you tell someone? If you couldn't go to the media.
Right.
Okay.
That's my take.
Okay, thank you guys very much. You guys went deeper than I thought in the first round. For me, I'm in the industry, I'm in the entertainment industry. It's a very dicey topic for me because number one, Bill Cosby I have respect for. I've met him once, Chicago Airport. So United Airlines in Chicago Airport. I was traveling from Chicago to Los Angeles, and we come to where the boarding place, and here comes Bill Cosby, right? And I was so happy that day. I took pictures with him. If you go on my Facebook page and check it, it's about 3 or 4 years ago. The picture is still there. I was so happy. I finally met Bill Cosby. Very humble. The day we met him, the day I met him, humble, because he was sitting out and people were coming taking pictures, and he was taking pictures with everyone. So I was very happy. Why? Because this is a guy, one of the most successful African-American black men in the world in show business.
Yes.
Very well respected. So having played in LA, lived in LA for a long time, and knowing the culture in Los Angeles, I think Bill Cosby 50-50 chance guilty and not being guilty.
Right.
And I'm going to speak because sometimes most of the problems that happen in the film industry, television industry with men and women, most of the times it's not the men's fault. I give you an example. I'm not going to mention them. This is not peculiar to Hollywood only.
Right. Yeah.
This is in Bollywood. This is in Nollywood. Right? For example, I'm not going to say what I was directing.
Yes.
TV or film in Nigeria because I don't want to mention names.
Keep it general.
I'm working in Nigeria. I'm the director. I'm not the producer. I was hired. Right? We are about to shoot a scene. So this is an example I'm going to give to you so to let you know. Sometimes these women, they know what they're doing, and they are in need for whatever reason, whatever they want, and they're willing to do whatever. And so, before even they say the hi, it's already set up, right? So I'm directing this show. That's a character for a 54-year-old woman.
Right.
That's a 54-year-old woman that came to the set by 8 a.m. We've rehearsed, right? We're about to, this was about 11, after 11 in the morning, we're about to shoot, right? I'm the director. A car pulls up, we're shooting outside, it was on a serious shot. A car pulls up, a young girl, about 26 years old, comes out of that car. Then the production manager gives me a sign to stop, rehearsal, we're about to shoot. And then I stop, he comes to me and says, hey, producer says you should switch the actors. I said, I don't understand what you mean. Then the producer said I should remove this 54-year-old woman that I've rehearsed for hours with every other actors and put this young 26-year-old girl to play that character.
Okay.
Right? And I told the PM, I said, I can't do that. Number one, this character calls for a 54-year-old woman. Number one. Number two, we casted this woman through casting audition. And she's ready, we're about to shoot. What do you mean? Number three, where did she come from?
Very good question.
Do you understand? This is real life situation. I'm not even going to mention the series. So where did she come from? And the PM said, oh, the producer just said, that's what the information I get. I said, get the producer on the phone. They get the producer on the phone. I'm going like, hey, what's going on here? You know what the producer said? Bro, if you don't want to direct this one, let the assistant director direct this one, you can take a break. But don't question this, switch. That's it. I told everybody to take 15 minutes. So I can go call the producer with my own phone. So when I called him, and he said, Pascal, this your bullshit have to stop. You have to understand that I hired you. I'm the producer, you are the director. You've been questioning me a lot. I said, but I have creative control. That's we signed a deal that I have creative control. He said, yes, but remember you signed a deal today working for my company. Do you understand? Yeah. So, I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't know if I was to cry. I didn't know if I was to quit. I didn't know I didn't know what was the best thing for me to do at that point. And I didn't know how to go tell this woman of 54 years old that you've been decasted. That you're no longer going to play this role. We're going to shoot. So I went to the PM, right? I told PM, your Oga, in Nigeria we call Oga the boss. I said, your boss says decast the woman. I'm going to go over here and take a break. You decast her and you guys come and bring me back. Because I didn't want to face the day with it. So I walked away and he handled his business. I came back. I'm going to use this language. This bitch couldn't act to save her life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Number one, remember she's playing a role that she doesn't fit.
Yes.
Number two, they have put up all this in her only to find out that after the shoot that day, I went home. We went back to the hotel. I had a problem with it. Only to find out that this little girl, I'm gonna call this little hoe, has been sleeping with the producer since last night. Do you understand what I'm saying? So bringing it back to Bill Cosby. Most of these women, they threw themselves to Bill Cosby. They wanted to sleep with Bill Cosby. They wanted favors from Bill Cosby. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they went to Bill Cosby, some of them. Some of them might even have brought the drugs they used to drug themselves. I'm not defending Bill, but I'm telling you from my experience in the industry.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And most of them did it to get one favor or the other. Right? Then years later, some of them, that same spirit in them that makes them use whatever they have, go to any length to get what they want, that made them sleep with Bill Cosby. It's the same spirit that they're using now to come back to get more money.
Maybe the career didn't go the direction they thought it would go.
Let's take the case we have at hand, for example. This woman, 2006, she was paid 3.6 million or 3.4 million settlement, right? She took it. If she was really hot,
why would
you won't even take the
she won't take the money.
Because it's like blood.
So it was a business.
Yeah.
Right? Now, how many years later, the money has gone down. The Me Too thing came out along. And you go like, you know what? Some lawyers approached her. You know, you can cash in, you can cash in. Now she come in, she's already an actress. Majority of the people that are accusing Bill, they're all actresses. Am I lying? So, see, if you pay me the right money, I can cry from now till tomorrow morning non-stop. I'm a professional. If you give me $100 now, I'll start crying. You pay me for 1 minute, I'll cry.
Action.
But do you understand what I'm saying, right? So now they've gone back to this woman and said, we can get more money. The Me Too is out now. It is hard now. Boom, 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 boom. That's what Bill is facing, right? Number two, there must be a power in Hollywood or a power in the political structure of America that Bill Cosby rubbed the wrong way.
It's highly possible. He was saying some controversial jokes. So there was some stand-up that he was doing a little bit before all this happened that was starting to be very controversial.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
There must be a power in Hollywood or a power in the political structure system in America that Bill Cosby rubbed the wrong way, and they were out to bring this man down. Because even if he did what they say he did 30 years ago, 20 years ago, someone come out, 10 years ago, 14 years ago, there's a legal part to it. That after a while, from my little knowledge of the legal system, whatever you have, if you don't pursue this case within this time, it's irrelevant, it cannot be pursued in court. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I think they call it something of limitation or something.
Yeah, so the statute of limitations. The statute of limitations of how long you can trust it. So possibly, I don't know, this is just, our fans can comment and say, maybe the other two women that didn't testify, remember there was another two women in the court, they keep referring to them. Why didn't those two potentially say something? Maybe theirs past the statute of limitations. If anybody else knows, please share.
Yeah. So I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know that. But what I'm saying is this, right? I am not into the whether it's because it's black or it's not black, or it's white or it's not white. After
I'm gonna come in.
After Weinstein or whatever his name is. He's white, right? And they still brought him down. Because
but not criminally.
But he's not in charge.
Hold on, let me tell you
he's not
something.
in charge.
Whether he's charged or not, they have already brought him down.
Career-wise,
But that's what I'm saying. So, because of that, I won't say that Bill was brought, but I know that Bill Cosby must have stepped on the wrong foot.
For it to get this far as well.
For this to get this far, do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to say, we are living in a very devilish world. A very wicked world. Like example what I gave you now. That stupid young girl in Nigeria who slept with that producer guy that made us switch that woman to put her. Tomorrow now she'd be walking around thinking, I'm an actress, I'm a star, But I bet you, any day she sees a chance to mess that producer guy up, she's gonna bring it back. And then if this comes back 20 years ago, and someone like me, by God, I'm still alive, right? Wouldn't I stand up and say this is what happened?
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. But now, this is Bill Cosby, what she said against what he said. No one knows the actual truth.
Nobody was there.
But one thing I know that I want the viewers and want to know, the same spirit that made a 31-year-old woman to go to the level that she wants to sleep with a 66-year-old man, or was in even a private place What was she doing with Bill? Was she Bill Cosby's wife? Was Bill Cosby not married by then?
Yes.
He was, right?
Yes.
How did he go to the point, in my language we call it a shadow prostitute. How did he go to the point where you went into this room with this man, to the point people were close to the bed? Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I understand.
It's the same spirit that pushed her to say, Me Too is on, let us go get more money. That's my take. Val, you go. You go.
Yeah, there's a couple of issues with this whole situation, right? So now it makes you to question the original intent of the Me Too movement, because like intent is a strong choice of word that I'm using, because when you talk about issues of rape, right? Are you clouding the main issue when you talk about sexual assault with money? Is your intent that the intent that you're coming out, is it because of money, or because you're really raped, because you really undergo that particular situation? And also the issue with Bill Cosby being convicted as being a black person. I mean, there's been history in America, like for every black man has been, once you rape a white woman, or you have anything to, if a white woman accuse you of sexual assault, you will be convicted. Like from the case in Mississippi where the Emmett Till, the young boy just whistling to a black woman and he was killed, he was lynched. So you can see a trail that there's a possibility that this could have a racial undertone.
And look at the state. Look at the state.
And this was done. This was done in Alabama. And yeah. So you can the first trial.
We all know what Alabama is.
The first trial was done I think in LA or somewhere. Yeah. And then the second one they took it to a racist state. And
there was only one person black in the jury.
In the jury, right? I'm not even sure.
They said 7 men and 5 women. They never said.
No, I read something where
there's just one black person.
One black
so you can really sit back and question the whole drive behind bringing Bill Cosby down. So you can argue that yes, of course, it has to do with being a black man. Or you can also question the fact that it has to do with a white woman. Like he's going after a white woman. I'm not sure if how many black women have come out to actually accuse Bill Cosby, because maybe there's some, but I think majority of them are like white women coming out, and the media always wants to portray it as in society like black men we are the villains, we are the predators, we are the just to create that demarcation between white and black. So there's a possibility. I find it really difficult to defend someone regardless of your race, black, white, Chinese or green, if you rape or drug a woman, because I find it very offensive and very, very, very. It's the line that you cannot cross, right? If you want to have sex with someone, let it be consensual. Let the person be. Let there be understanding. Okay, I mean, if they understand, fine. But with this case of Constant with Bill Cosby, she's 31 years old. I was saying earlier, she's a white woman. So and then she came up with her testimonies, all anecdotal stories, what she said against what a black person is saying. And again, like I said, if you look at the trail within America, in North America, once a white woman or white woman accuses a black man without strong evidence, that black man is always convicted. And there's been documented history about this. Again, the young boy that was lynched in the 40s in Mississippi, and then there's been trails just for whistling to a black woman. So mentally, you think about those things and make you question.
Was committed for whistling to who?
Just you don't know the story. I mean, tell us in the history. He whistles as a young boy, whistles to a white.
Allegedly whistles.
Because
back then, they make things.
Well, that was history. That was years ago. And mentally, you think about this, then socially, it comes to your mindset that okay. And thinking about it, it's like black people are always been vindictive. We're being vindicated in society. So they want to show that power. The white man, I think, wants to show that power. Like, okay, we still have control. And again, Bill Cosby is the first black successful family we see on TV. So all his legacies, everything that he's left behind, this is a way to erase those.
Yeah, like some schools that honored him already.
This is a way to erase his legacy, just the way they're trying to. Donald Trump is trying to erase everything Obama has done in presidency.
Oh, whoa, I'm not trying to cut you off.
Yeah.
If Bill Cosby has been charged, right, and convicted, what about Donald Trump?
That's exactly where I was about to go.
We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. So just when you think about society, you think about the parallels. A black man of power. White man, we don't want this. Let's bring him down. Let's bring charges against him. Me Too movement came out. This is a way to bring. He's not paying enough money. Let's bring him down. Let's erase his legacy. Now, maybe Comedy Hall of Fame, Bill Cosby is not gonna be in it anymore. He's people that what do you
all the honorary degrees.
All the honorary degrees. All the people that kind of sponsor his show. Like they're gonna be sponsors. Everything is gonna come down. Yeah. And that's the parallel to the President Obama. Like everything is done in power as a black president. Everything is being reversed. So if you look at so it makes you question what is really the truth behind all this. Bill Cosby must have done it. Possibility. He did something to that woman. You cannot sit down there and tell me, hold on, that a white person has not raped women and gotten away with it.
Wow.
A lot of that has happened, you know, and but they're still under the rug and we don't know about it, right? But Bill Cosby's situation came out and then he's being convicted for this. I mean,
but I'm not trying to cut you off, right? Why I'm still gonna be speaking from my own experience and from my play in the industry, right?
Okay.
Val, a young 19-year-old girl has asked me before on a set. That this is what I'm directing and producing.
Yeah.
Ask me before, Mr. Pascal, you don't see me or what? Are you gay?
Okay, so maybe
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A young girl asking me, am I gay? Because I knew what she's doing. She's been
exactly. She has. This is where
herself, and she wanted to get more lines.
Yes.
She wanted to get more lines. Then she asked me if Mr. Pascal, are you gay? So if I go and sleep with this girl now, right, let her down the road, many years to come. So this girl will come and say, maybe Mr. Pascal raped me. Mr. Pascal drugged me.
It's a high possibility.
There's a high possibility that he didn't.
Hold on. Remember what I talked about earlier? I was talking about intent, right?
Yeah.
So most of these actresses or those people, you're a celebrity, you're a movie producer, you're a star. Right? A lot of them don't come with that clear intent that they just want to meet you, they want to know you.
Wow.
They come in with an intent that they want to either come for your money, come for your fame, come to bring you down. So if you had slept with that young girl, or maybe their own personal reasons to be in the limelight, right? So, and they will sleep with you.
But you're saying a lot of them in the movie industry, music industry, entertainment business. 98% of the women that go up to the main, or even men that go up to men, because it doesn't happen only to women, it's not about only women, right? 98% they come for what they want. And it's not about you. And
exactly
what they're getting out of it.
Because of fame, many people are willing to do whatever you want them to do to get what they want.
To get that contract, to get that deal, to get that.
Okay, I was reading an article the other day. I read an article the other day. Project, there's something. Is it Project Fame or Project the Big Brother Nigeria, Big Brother Africa, whatever. I forgot her name. She didn't hide her name. It's public there. Don't Google it. She was advising the young girls who just finished going through that Big Brother series, right? It was like a reality show. That they should take advantage of this spotlight to sleep with politicians to get money. It is on there. It is on there. Go on there online and Google it. It's Project Big Brother Nigeria. Big Brother Nigeria actress advising the females that just went through the series the reality TV to use this point, take advantage of this spotlight and sleep with politicians to get money.
Let me go into this and then drag me into my conclusion again. So like you're saying, the intent, right? So what can I get out of this guy? What can I get out of this fame? What can I get out of this figure that I see right now, right? I know that in 10 years time from now, 5 years from now, if I sleep with this guy, I can come out and make $1 million off of you. I'm gonna sleep with you. I'm gonna probably put the drug in my drink myself and say, okay, well, hey, you drugged me or whatever. I know what I'm gonna get out of it in 5-10 years time. And again, within all this, what really concerns me is, it's Bill Cosby's wife. What's her role to play when all this is going on? Like, and she's actually, I think Camille Cosby, she's been by Bill Cosby's side all through this allegation, right? She's been supporting her husband. She's been the backbone of her husband. Like, is she aware of all these allegations, or was she aware of all this Bill Cosby's behavior? Possibly.
It's possible.
Like, she knows and she still stick with this man. So that's another dimension we can look. Like, what's her role to play while her husband is doing? Or did she accept the fact that, okay, my husband is a superstar and these women are gonna obviously flock around her husband?
No, she didn't. She actually came up with a statement saying that this was a mob.
Yeah, she's saying she's so supporting her husband, right? So she's saying the media technically brought her husband down because of the statement that this white woman said. So the media try to like bring everything Bill Cosby has done in his lifetime. They try to like make it irrelevant because of this testimony of this white woman. So she stood by her husband's side, right? So that's a strong woman, I think. Regardless of what her husband was going through, she still stood by and supported her husband.
Okay. Sorry, I know you're about to go, right? Yeah. Look at, I found the article. Abuja big girl actress advises female Big Brother Nigeria stars, right?
Just say no.
Nigeria stars, right? To sleep with politicians and make money.
Yeah, I mean we all know that.
So tomorrow now, right?
Yeah.
They are the ones going after the politicians to make money, right?
Right.
And they will say it's rape.
They will go and say this politician raped me, which is
to get more money.
So
it's a possibility.
So go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah. She wanted something.
I'm going to go talk about the lines of Mrs. Cosby supporting her husband, all these allegations and whatnot. Apart from some of the, let's say, the stars that are in the limelight, more like Bill Cosby or regular family, I've seen cases of rape in regular families that you can read about, that even a stepdad will rape the stepdaughter, whether she's 16, 5 or 7. There are families that will just pretend it didn't happen. And even the mother of the daughter will be the one covering, defending the husband, saying that the daughter is lying or the son is lying. That never happened. So with the case of Bill Cosby being, the public figure, of course, what other role the wife can play other than supporting her husband, whether he is guilty or not. Now, as far as other women flocking around him, that happens. There are probably even also other men that are also interested in her. But that was their life. That was what has been going on for years. And that was the decision she made. When you married Bill Cosby, expect that a lot of women is going to be around him, whether you like it or not. Whether you like them or not, you have to figure out.
Must you defend your husband if your husband is doing wrong?
She has
a choice. Everybody
makes. It's a choice. There are other women that will stand against it.
It's a choice.
Look at an example: Hillary Clinton and
Bill
Clinton, right?
It's a choice.
Hillary Clinton did not divorce Bill Clinton. Even what's her name, Monica Lewinsky, something parallel to that, So again, the wives always try to protect their matrimonial homes, knowing what the husband is doing. He's probably slapping him or they're fighting behind doors.
Oh, absolutely.
But when it comes to the
public, you have to be the backbone of your husband.
You have to try to be the backbone because you want to put the family,
especially as a black family,
as a
we see.
Family. So that is this classic example with Bill Cosby's wife. So we are still debating whether he's guilty or not. We don't know if he's guilty or not. Probably the wife is not even sure whether he's guilty or not. But she still has to play the role of, defending him, supporting him, and that is her role, and everything else will follow. And it going back to the point of whether this is happening because of color. Right now in the U.S. there is a lot of tension, racial tension, and the U.S. president is not helping the matters. So yeah, so it's a gray area, and it's actually going to be a broad topic to talk about. But all I can conclude is to say that I wish them all the best. But if there are still men out there going around raping, playing perverts, sleeping around with kids, women, I think we need to all be respectful to one another. Doesn't matter with the industry, if it's in the movie industry, film industry. I think we all need to look at it as business, to be respectful, that we are there to do our diligence, to do our jobs, and not focus on the career and focus on the talent. That is the best.
Your grandma is very, very sweet. Your grandma is good. I wish people would focus on the talent like you said.
Yeah.
But it's not happening.
Not to go after these producers, yes. And, to get what
there's business and there's sex sells.
Yeah,
but so I'm hoping for the best.
For Bill Cosby, right? Good. Ola, can we go to your conclusion, please?
Sure. So as you can see, that this topic it's a heavy trigger point.
I can even see it's draining you guys' energy because your voice is
because it's making you go down deep and really think and just assess and just process, because it's such a touchy topic. Because for me, one of the parts I'll just start with in my conclusion is that the victims. The reason I must start there is because at the end of the day, there's a group of women saying they have been touched inappropriately, they've been violated, that somebody has raped them. Yeah. And at the end of the day, so we're not taking away from anything that any of those people that they have said. Yeah. We're just pushing out points, or I'm just pushing out points that is there more behind what is actually being said and what is being stated. So for me right now with this concept of the Me Too movement, and I noticed this, and then again, like, people's careers are destroyed.
What is the benefit? What is the benefit?
When I say, like, we all, and it's almost like everybody's like, it's about time. Because I observed something. There's an aspect of this that people are like, you know what, it's good. That's about time that justice is served, that people could come out, people could, wear that mantle and feel confident to say, you know what, this happened and this will never happen to anybody else. I'm going to put my foot down here in this time, show my face, use my privilege or the thing that people could see, which is usually you're in media, so you have the fame that the people will listen to. But there's an aspect of this that of the destruction that follows immediately after. It's like everybody's judge, jury, and executioner. And nobody's waiting for a court trial to happen. And nobody's waiting for actual evidence. Once a woman or man accuses, the next day, I'm not saying anybody is right, but the next day, Kevin Spacey, amazing show, The House of Cards. Yeah. Everybody's disassociating from him. He was in a movie that was about to be released. They recasted half of the movie with somebody who doesn't even look like him for some of the scenes because he's a non-starter. He's dead in the water. But it's almost like,
it's just an accusation.
Where is the proof? My thing is this: the onus is, come out, say it's happened to you, say it. Let the person who has done it be held accountable. But the people that's holding people accountable now is actually the media and not the courthouse. So the people's lives. So what happens now? If 6 months down the road we find out that these women were lying, what if we find out? How can you give a man back his character? How are you going to give him back all the years? How are you going to give him back his career? How are you going to give him back a family? Sometimes when this comes up in families, and it's unfortunate, this is such a sensitive topic, because when a little boy or a little girl or an adult woman or adult man is interfered with, and it comes up within the family, and the family is destroyed, the family is torn apart, the husband is gone to jail, or they've taken him, they won't allow him to see his children, the whole church turns their back on him, you name it, they're left in the cold. If they did it, then the justice, God is our judge. And whatever justice must follow with that, it will follow. But the justice that we in this modern time are enacting is almost like we're doing lynching. It's almost like we are putting people on crosses, you know, before we've gotten all the evidence. So to me, that's one aspect that, because it's so sensitive, it's almost like we're not allowed to talk about this. It's so sensitive because somebody said that they were raped or interfered with, that we shouldn't bring up the victims, or sorry, the accused perpetrators. But they have kids, they have a wife, they have family, they have all of these things as well. And if they did it, of course, God be the judge, the courts be the judge. Like, clearly you can see that's what happened here. But in 2017, with the same evidence, they found him innocent. Now, 2018, same evidence, but an additional 5 women. He's guilty. Is it possible that he did it? Absolutely. But is it possible that some of these women were similar to what Pascal was raising regarding the typical things that sometimes happen in the industry, that they benefit from it? Even if the women weren't in the industry, maybe they benefited in another way. She benefited from $3.4 million in a civil suit. What happens with that money? If somebody's a victim and you take that payment,
they should return the money to you.
No. If you're a victim and you take the money, that's your choice. Because I think you could hold anybody. If somebody has hurt you, taken from your family, killed your child, the police has done something, and the courts have now issued the money to you and your family, you take the money if you choose to take it.
And then walk away.
And you can walk away from it. But the fact that this has now come to the stage where this man, so what's going to happen now? All these other additional people now are going to keep coming against him. So again, that's another 10 years if he gets convicted. So again, that's because we're talking about Bill Cosby specifically. We're talking specifically about the predator that's been accused predator. And then we're talking about the sensitivity of if this actually did happen.
And has been convicted.
Right, and it's convicted. And if this did happen,
not accused.
If this did happen, then God already has allowed judgment to be cast upon him.
Judgment by the white person. It's not even God.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, if it did happen. But so to me right now with this entire thing is I think it is a positive step though in the right direction that people now have a voice and never let your voice be dampened. But just let's all of us have our own conscience and everything that we do, that we don't wrongfully or say it that maybe somebody has stepped on your toe or upset you. You didn't sleep with him, but all of a sudden now there's 10 more people saying that they did it, so you now jump on and say, you know what? It did happen already, you know? So my conclusion with all of this is that let us all just care for one another as humans. Predators, stop being predators. Victims, if you have the strength in your belly to fight back and to resist whatever's going on, and let us all just pray that in another 10 years, another 15 years, this won't be the case, especially in Hollywood and other places in the world, you know, and that love prevail.
Okay.
Pascal, you know what? Sorry to cut you off. For the young producers or young directors coming up, I think it's important if you're doing things like this. There are apps now on your cell phone, consensual apps, to protect yourself. If you want to sleep with an actress or whoever you're working with or woman, go to an app. You need to always have an evidence. Get a contract. Let them sign a sexual contract. Don't just like, I'm just saying, because especially if you're a black person, because it's gonna come back to hunt you. That's just my 2 take on it. Go ahead.
Okay. Val, thank you. I wish that would work. That would start signing sexual
get a consent app and do it.
Okay. My own conclusion is this way. I'm gonna conclude based on the questions that Gladys from Texas, Dallas, Texas asked us. Guilty or not guilty? My answer, 50-50. I don't know if he's guilty or not. I don't know that. But from my own experiences, 90% of the people accusing him, they went to him, they threw themselves at him. They wanted something from him. come on now, he was Bill Cosby, the Dane, right? Come on now, it's the big icon. Come on now, he's a producer, lead actor too. He was the lead, right?
Yeah.
The show is called Bill
Cosby
the Cosby Show.
Cosby Show.
Yeah.
You understand? So
The Huxtable.
so yeah, so everyone they knew what they wanted. Is this about money? Capital? Yes. 100% it's about money.
About race too.
Is it about race? I will not say.
I would say it's about race too.
Okay, this is my conclusion.
Oh, sorry. you know I love, when it comes to racial issues, it's about race.
It's our conclusion.
Okay. So, is it about race? For me, I will not play the race card here because if they can do it to
Weinstein?
Weinstein.
He wasn't
the thing I'm gonna replace race with. This is about gold digging groupies. Okay, now I'm talking to guys in our industry. This case for me is more about gold digging groupies versus the people in power. Gold digging groupies versus people that have the power. And for all young directors and producers out there, I want to advise you. I've been in the industry now for 17 years. 17 years, right? I've been in the industry for 17 years. 12 feature films as a director, 14 as a producer. Directed a couple of TV series. I've done a lot of live shows in the US, in Australia, in Canada, in London. I'm going to teach you people something. Once they come with their makeup face, with their lipstick, with their twingy, going in chin, my brother, they're looking for you, about to kill you. Did you hear me? For young directors, for young producers out there, once they come with their double touch light, with their bag, with their mini skate, with whatever, they will buy you orange juice, they will buy you wine. My brother, don't drink alone. Don't go into any private room for any meeting with them. Let the meeting happen at the work. If you're a young director or young producer out there and you travel to go do a work and one of these females or male, it doesn't matter who they are, come to your hotel and they want to see you, let the hotel receptionist or whatever they call them, right, call you. Come downstairs and meet with them. Meet with them at the hotel restaurant or the lounge or right there where everybody can see, where somebody else is. Don't accept for them to come upstairs for any reason whatsoever. Once you accept for them to come to your room, you have already put yourself in a position to be another Bill Cosby. Whether the sex is solicited or unsolicited. Once you allow them come to your room, you're already 50% down. The other 50% is left only in the God's hand.
Yeah.
So do not accept it. And I'm going to tell you people, the last thing I want to say, it doesn't matter if it's man or woman that's coming after you as a young director, young producer. They don't like you. They don't give a damn about you. All they want, all they're coming to you is for their own selfish interest. And so once they get it, you can die, they'll come to your burial. They won't even cry. So if you don't want to be another Bill Cosby, don't give the hunter the reason to hunt you. That's my conclusion. That's my conclusion. House of Commons. So if they want to reach you, how do they reach you?
Just Google Suraya Issa.
Suraya Issa, that's how they'll reach you?
Yeah, by a group of companies.
Okay.
They'll find anything they want in Instagram, LinkedIn, all of it.
Okay, good. And if they want to reach you?
VDDeval, Instagram.
Ola George _ Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of our social medias.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to bring up that now the House of Commons, we actually have our Twitter page, our Facebook page, our Instagram page. So please like us, follow us, as well as subscribe to this channel and comment below and let us know if there's anything in particular that you want to see.
Contributions.
Okay, and what I'm going to add on to this, if you want to reach me, it's very easy. Some of you are already reaching me. Pascal Atuma Facebook, Pascal Atuma Instagram, Pascal Atuma Twitter. Oh, that's it, right? Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, right? I'll go like you. Google, right? Google Pascal Atuma. You will figure out a way to reach me. And I want to advise the companies out there, money bags out there, regular people out there. We need donations to keep this going. Yeah. We need donations to keep this going. So we are pleading with you. to donate to this show. Donate to this show. Ola, tell them please how.
So they have an option. It's right in the description below. Just take a look in the description below. It's through PayPal. And please, it's one click away and you can give us a donation. If anybody is looking to partner with us or any sponsorship opportunities, please also, the link below, you'll be able to reach us in the
description. And they're donating to where? Where is there any...
Pretty much, they're donating pretty much to the House of Commons. It'll be the Diamond Pictures in regards to the House of Commons, so they could, you know, see the upgrade of set and a few other things, and second camera and a few other things that we actually have ideas that we want to do in 2018. So stay tuned.
So come with us. Let's make this one work. House of Commons. Thank you guys. Don't be no Bill Cosby.
No.
Protect yourself. Protect yourself.
Be safe.